Hey there viewers, Deli here, and welcome to Fishing Stories. This is a new idea I had where I decided I would start up Ultimate Fishing Simulator because I liked it so much, and just sort of riff with you guys. Tell some stories, talk about stuff that I've done in my life, funny things, serious things, you name it. Today, we are going to be at Bicol Lake fishing for Bicol sturgeon and listening to the Rainwave Game music channel. This is a Donkey Kong song, actually. As soon as it started up, I knew that's what it was, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start the video with this one. And today, I'm going to be telling you a pretty funny story. I figure we'll start off lighthearted with this. Jeez, quiet the fuck down. So let's go ahead and hop on the boat and get out, get set up, and cast out before we start telling our story. I kind of want this, when I hang out with my friends, one of our favorite things to do and the way that we, I guess, spend our time is we tell stories a lot. We really like to just riff it out and talk about funny stuff, and I feel like it could do a lot for my channel to, you know, get personal and talk about the things that I normally would with my friends. And what better game to do that in than Ultimate Fishing Simulator? I have really upgraded my gear recently and have gotten to a much more comfortable point where I can just sort of, you know, I can fish for mostly anything within reason. There's still some pretty heavy duty stuff that I can't catch, but right now we are fishing with cut bait and peas, and obviously it's working because this guy came in real quick, and a number 7 hook. So, story time. Right when this jam comes on. Let's start with a little backstory on this story. By the title, you're probably wondering, what the fuck? This took place in high school. Probably I would imagine my junior year at latest, maybe even earlier than that. So this was over 10 years ago. So keep that in mind before you judge me for being a piece of shit. So I was in band. Yes, I was a band nerd. And during band camp, of course, it's one of these one time at band camp stories. During band camp, me and my friends, we always wanted to find a way to do anything other than band related stuff. So every time we had downtime, anything, we would always go off and try to find something to do. And so me and I think my girlfriend at the time and quite a few other people, quite a few of my friends, we took off and went just walking around the school. We went down to like the baseball diamond, and there was a concession stand down there. And so naturally we think, oh, well, let's try and go in. We go inside the concession stand. It's unlocked for some reason. Either that or maybe we like got in with a I think I might have broke us in with a credit card. Okay, well, forget the breaking and entering part. Forget that I'm a shitter in general, literally in this story. Like I said, I was like 15 or something. So we break into the concession stand, and there's like candy and all sorts of good stuff in there. So, you know, we're stoked. We go in there and we start munching on candy. We're hanging out, having a good time, bullshitting. And we make a habit out of going in there pretty frequently. We go in there quite a bit throughout the band camp season. And it was getting later in the season, and we were running out of candy, first of all, but also we weren't going to be going in there very much anymore. So I just kind of, we were winding down and not too worried about the place anymore. And not that we had a reason to, it was just a concession stand. So we're in there, and I go upstairs and I'm like dicking around, and I realize there's a CD player upstairs, like a boom box, you know, one of those old school monstrous boom boxes that has like a cassette deck on the front and then a CD player on the top. And I have to take a dump, you know. And so naturally my high school idiotic mind puts two and two together, and I'm like, You know, it'd be funny is if I shit in this CD player. I know, I was a horrible person. And so I pop open the lid on this thing, and you know, it's one of like the flip top lids. And I pop this thing open and just let her rip right inside of the CD player. And it was a disturbingly large turd. And I can't believe I'm describing my turd to YouTube. Like, I laid it in a circle around inside there and just sound and all probably, and close it up. And all my friends are downstairs laughing because I'm a fucking idiot, and they shouldn't be laughing at this. They should be telling me to stop because you're an idiot. So, and then I pressed the play button, just had insult to injury, not that it really did anything. And so, you know, band season ends, and that's it. I took a dump in a CD player. End of the story. Just kidding. So, one of my friends who was there with me when I decided to do this, his name was John. He was my best friend in high school. And, you know, it was always a funny story that we talked about. Like, oh, you shit in a CD player. So, later on, and literally a year later, pretty much, you know, almost a full year later, spring comes around. And John is on the baseball team. And so John comes up to me one day, and this thing's fucking huge, I think. Holy crap. So John comes up to me, and he's like, dude, you're never gonna guess what happened. And so I'll tell it from John's perspective. He's like, we were out on the baseball field, and, you know, we're getting ready to do our practice, and because baseball practice started. And Mr. Kitchen was the baseball coach at the time, and he was also our biology teacher. Now, this guy is fucking jacked. He is a scary teacher, not someone you would ever want to fuck with. But is also a very funny, lighthearted, hilarious guy. Like, he was a really cool teacher. And, so Mr. Kitchen tells, you know, the baseball team, he's like, all right, guys, go on, head out. Start getting warmed up, and, you know, just toss around for a little while. I'm gonna go put some music on. And so Mr. Kitchen disappears and goes to put some music on. And a few minutes later, he comes walking back out of the concession stand and hollers, everybody huddle, get up here. And so, you know, the whole baseball team bunches up, and he gets them all in a big circle, and he's like, somebody shit in my CD player. Exact words, word for word. And so, of course, John, who was there when it happened, is like dead silent, like, uh-oh, what do we say? What do we do? Because Kitchen probably wants to kill somebody because he's fucking jacked. But he just kind of, you know, went with it. He didn't rat me out, thankfully. But when he came and told me that made the story so much better. Like, the fact that I had someone who knew about it and was there for when it happened and was able to see the results, because that's the thing, is I didn't mean to impact anyone by doing it. I was a dumb 15-year-old not thinking about the repercussions of taking a dump in someone's CD player. Like, I wasn't thinking about the person trying to play CDs. I was just doing it. Oh, man. This is a jam right here. Gerudo Valley? Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's my funny story for this episode of Fishing Stories. I'm going to try and keep these a generally short format and try to keep it interesting. Try to switch around on all sorts of different stuff. If you have any ideas about, like, a time in my life that you'd like to hear about, or if you'd rather hear more serious stories, that sort of thing, whatever. If you have any recommendations for this series, by all means, let me know. And I will try to implement something that everyone can enjoy out of this series. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a closer look at who I am, who I was, at least. I don't shit in CD players anymore, I promise. And, yeah, that's about what I want to accomplish with this series, is a relaxed, just, you know, talking about stuff together format. I'm going to catch this fish, by the way. Like, you may think that I'm about to do my outro, and I am, but first I'm going to catch this fish. of course, let me know in the comments if there is anything specific that you'd like to hear about, like I said. Alright, we got him pulled in. Look at that. 500 bucks. It's worth so much. Let me know your thoughts on this series. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.